my name is Mukherjee. I did my Master of Science by Research here under the supervision of Professor Dinesh Babu Jayagopi, who heads the Multimodal Perception Lab.
What were the biggest challenges and rewards of your research journey at IIIT Bangalore?
So my challenges were mostly based on navigating through this process of research. Right? So from going from understanding the problem statements to figuring out my own problem statement to doing the things, and of course writing. So in all of these steps, so there were many things which were new to me, which were some things I couldn't think from beforehand, that okay, these are the problems that can happen. So those are most of the challenges. And so rewards, of course, work wise, like learning a lot has been the reward, and navigating through this journey has been itself a very enriching experience. But apart from that, I'd also say that something which I couldn't think of before, that getting to be part of such a nice community and being able to attend so many events and workshops and talks. So those are some of the things which were extremely helpful for me, and I think those are some of the most memorable rewards that I'll be taking away from this place.
Can you explain your dissertation topic in a way that even someone outside your field can understand?
I mostly work on virtual human heads, which means it's a virtual version of a human head on the computer, in the computer. And ideally they should look realistic, you should be able to talk to them, they should have behaviors, expressions like a real human being. So within that context, some of the open research areas exist, like how do we manipulate the appearance, how do we have a virtual head and how do we make them have facial hair, or how do we change their age. So doing these sort of things with the help of the whole work is in an intersection of the fields of computer vision, computer graphics and AI. So that is mostly what I work on, trying to manipulate and represent virtual human heads in computers.
How did your supervisor play a crucial role in mentoring and guiding you throughout your MS program at IIIT Bangalore?
So my supervisor, Professor Dinesh Babu Jayakopi, so he's been extremely helpful throughout the journey, and he's the kind of person with whom if you would sit and discuss for 1 hour, you'd come out of the room learning something completely new and having a completely new perspective about the work we're doing. So of course, from the beginning, he taught some very important topics, and he helps in navigating this process of getting through his literature survey and then writing papers, which is something with time I realized how important and difficult it is. So he has been helpful in all these things. Apart from that, I'd say he's also someone who'd apart from the work itself, we would have discussions, and he would talk a lot about research, science, teaching, and how what all we are doing would be useful in some application in future. So understanding that scope of research itself is something which was very helpful from his side for all of our students. And he's someone who's always he points towards the right direction, he tells what to do, but never gives pressure to us, and I think that's the perfect balance which as a research student I could have asked for. So I think his mentorship and his guidance has been extremely helpful for navigating research.
Did you find a fulfilling balance between your research and your life outside academia at IIIT Bangalore?
Yeah, I'd say yes, because so I'm part of the music club where I sing, and I have been able to give some performances in this campus, and so that way the community has been extremely helpful for me to sort of navigate through research and find time to do things which are my hobbies and which I love to do. Also, there are various other clubs that are here. There's a movie club, so we would often go to see movies and all, and we would hang out with our friends, and there's a lot of interactive events happening here. There's a lot of workshops, talks, and those sort of things. And every festival here is also celebrated. So those are some very nice events which we are able to do as a co-curricular activities and stuff.
What is your advice for the prospective research students considering a MS at IIIT Bangalore or in general?
Yeah, I'd say since the end result of this research journey, for me it's like we learn how to think for ourselves. So, and since we know that thinking itself is a time-taking process as compared to you have some things to do and you know what to do. So thinking and figuring out stuff for yourself is time-taking. So my advice would be to be a bit prepared for that, and to sort of have that sort of patience that okay, there will be times when things won't work out, there will be times when we'll feel lost completely, and we'd even question like what all we are doing here. Is it even worth it? But I think that's that's something which is natural, and that is where, of course, talking to all the professors here, including our guide, will be helpful. And uh, and I think that, like, being prepared for that is, I think, the most important advice that I can give. Of course, that's a bit more on the personal and philosophical side, but apart from that, there is the things which are like, having an open mind and reading maths and reading basic stuff, trying to understand the fundamentals of whatever we're doing, so that we can proceed technically with the field. But I think, yeah, like, most importantly, something which I learned after I came here is the thing of, like, things can go different, but we need to grow the patience, and at the end, that's something which will be helpful for us to, proceed and finally finish our journey. So I think that's an important thing which I learned, and I would like to give as an advice to anyone who's going to planning to join in future.
Thank you.